Good evening, folks. Sunday evening, week 4 done. Week 4 of the marathon training plan done. And still on track, still finishing all my training sessions, which is good. I've been... Right, caveat and disclaimer out of the way. This one might not be for everyone. I'm going to be a bit geeky and go into some of the gear that I've been using to record my sessions and this. And next week I will probably go into some of the training gear that I've been using. So if you're not into that sort of thing, probably tune out. Before you go, have a look down in the links below and take a look at my Enthuse page for charity sponsorship. And if you've got a spare £5 burning a hole in your pocket, I'd be very, very grateful if you could bung that my way, or at least Dementia Concerns way. And if you want to subscribe to this nonsense, that's great. You know, I'm never going to be able to monetize this tripe, I don't think, but it's nice to see the subscriber numbers. It's nice to get the likes. Smash my bell. Anyway, on with the nonsense. 4 runs again this week. Started with 8k at an easy pace. Still feeling the effects of whatever cold virus thing I had. So I was sounding a little bit sexy. And here's the clips from Tuesday. Good morning, folks. Tuesday morning, 8k easy. You catch me in a break in the weather. Apologies for the poor audio, I assume, this morning. I have not brought a microphone with me because it's been raining a lot. I don't want to ruin the mic. There's a high chance that it's going to rain on me during this run. Never mind. This is what we're here for, right? And that's our 8k done. Rain did hold off pretty much, apart from about 2k in where there was a squall. But all right. A good start to the week. Now, Tuesday, I think, was the day that I had not taken a microphone because it was raining. One of the days, either Tuesday or Wednesday, I hadn't taken the microphone out because it was raining and I didn't want to damage the microphone. And the audio was pretty poor, really. I mean, it's not bad considering I'm waving the camera out in front of me, but it's not ideal. There's a lot of wind noise. It's spiky and just it doesn't sound very nice. It's harsh. That is magnified when you extend the selfie stick out, which you kind of tend to do. I'll show you the cameras that I've got shortly, but in order to get good views of the crowds in the marathon, which is what I intend to do, I need to extend the thing out, and at that point you can't pick up a voice. So I wanted to go with an off-camera mic solution. I'm using a DJI camera, which you can see in a minute. So the obvious solution is to use a DJI mic, which syncs really nicely with that camera and allows it to stay in a kind of standby mode when the camera's not on, and it automatically connects when it comes on, which is good. So the first mic that I bought was the DJI Mic 2, which is a pretty sexy little thing. It comes with a lot of advanced features, which I thought I would quite like to have. So it comes with something called internal 32-bit float recording, which means you have a lot of latitude. It will record a separate safety track to itself, and it gives you a lot of latitude in post-processing when you're editing, if there's loud noises or if you're speaking too softly, to raise and lower levels, kind of like raw images in photography. I haven't used it once. I haven't even looked at the files. The audio that came out of it to start with was a little bit hot. I tuned it down on the camera. It's absolutely fine. It's not let me down. I speak quite softly. You can hear the tripe that's coming out of my mouth. That's fine. It weighs 28 grams, and that is not a lot, but on the thin shirts that you wear for running, It does kind of drag. It does slap about, as you'll have heard on the running audio. So it was kind of, it's overkill for what I need. So that was the mic that I have been using for most of my videos, and it was the mic that I took out, I think, on the Wednesday with a lav mic, so a mic on a string. Come on, focus. A mic on a string that you see on newscasters' lapels. You can plug one of those into the DJI Mic 2 and it kind of works all right, but those things I don't think are designed to be worn when you're running around. They're a bit finicky. This one, well, it's omnidirectional, so it should pick up sounds from everywhere, was a little bit muted where I had it placed, and it might just have been where I had it placed. It was also, it seemed a little bit hotter than the mic on the DJI Mic 2, so it was on the verge of, if not quite, clipping the audio. And more to the point, it's just a bit of a pain in the arse plugging a mic into your shirt and then running a cable down the inside of your shirt, plugging it into the receiver, or the transmitter rather, and then finding somewhere for the transmitter. I had it on my belt, the waist belt of my shorts for a while, and as I was running I could feel that coming off, so I had to wrestle it and push it into my pocket and zip the pocket up. Too much faff. Wasn't really what I'm after. So DJI have recently released something called the Mic Mini, which is this little bad boy here. Ooh, you got my eye, didn't you? My eye is not there. Focus on the thing in front of you. Yeah. So this is a ridiculously small package. I will show you them together. Ah, they magnetize. Come on. There they are together. And where you see the one on your left, I don't know, the bigger one is considerably bigger than the tiny one. 28 grams, not very much, but noticeable. 10 grams, just not noticeable at all. Now, I was hoping that the audio from the little tiny one, I'm going to hold it back here, would be as good as the DJI Mic 2, which it kind of was. I took it out today, did my long run with it, and it's fine. I think it does everything that I need it to. It does still slap about, so I'm going to have to experiment, I think, with placement of the thing. You can't attach a lav mic to this one, so this isn't nearly as fully featured. Doesn't have the lav mic, doesn't have the internal recording. It's just a microphone that transmits, but it is very tiny and convenient. The battery actually lasts almost twice as long as the bigger one, which is bizarre. And there we go. It comes in a little tiny case. There we go. And for comparison, this is the case that comes with the bigger mics, and you can see they're actually not dissimilar. Height-wise, they're almost exactly the same. Depth-wise, they are exactly the same. The bigger one's about 1.5 centimeters wider, and that's it. It is considerably heavier. I'm not going to go into the detail of what you can do. This case is a better case. The smaller case is a better case. It's better thought out. I think I'm keeping the little ones. I think I'm going to send the bigger ones back. They were second hand. I've got a return window until next week sometime, and they're considerably more expensive than the little ones as well. So I just don't need all the extra features that they've got. That's Mike's done. Wednesday. Have a look. Here we go then. Thursday afternoon, evening. let's be honest. 6k tempo run. Oof. Not looking forward to it. Tempo means zone 4, which means pain and suffering. It's dark again, obviously. I've come out without any Belisha beacon type stuff on me. So, one way or other, I'm unlikely to finish this run in one piece. Let's get on with it. Boy, I didn't enjoy that at all. Where's this runner's high? I don't think I've had one yet. Good news, maybe, is that I actually struggled to get my heart rate into zone 4, which is odd. Bad news is I was absolutely knackered at the top end of zone 3. So, you know, work to do. Still, 6k at tempo, done. This virus can do one. I've had enough of that. And on to more easy miles tomorrow. So there, as you can tell, still slightly feeling the effects of the cold. Poor me. Quite impressed that I did manage to get round the 6k holding kind of high zone 3. Pace wasn't electric. It's never going to be electric, but I think my endurance level was all right. I was quite happy with that. And then we moved on to Friday, which was an 8k easy run. I can't remember what audio I had on the Friday. I think it was probably just back to the DJI Mic 2. So this is what happened on Friday. Friday night, late again, 8k, trying something different. I've got a lav mic plugged in to my little DJI thing and connected to the top of my shirt. So hopefully there won't be the horrific slapping noises this time. We've also got another little thing on the way in the post. So these DJI mics might be going back. Anyway, let's get going. 6k in, managing to hold zone 2 just about. And what do you know, my pace is going up a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. That's my 8k Friday night run finished. I added an extra little loop into my lap, which had a big hill in it, which was exciting and not very nice. But I suppose it has to be done. Anyway, that's the week over and done with, apart from the long run on Sunday. Kind of include the weekend as its own separate entity. Still, all good with the plan at the moment. So happy with that. And I will wish you a good Friday night and Saturday. So still an uppy downy week. Some days felt really reasonably good. Other days, meh, a little bit meh. And I suppose that's the same for everyone, right? We have peaks and troughs. Some days you just feel tired and you don't feel up to it. As long as you can get out there and do something, that's absolutely fine. And even if you can't, give yourself permission to take a rest day. It's fine. So, getting on to the cameras. The reason I said cameras, yes. Anyone that knows me, which is probably everyone that's watching this, knows what a swine I am for buying gadgets, especially my wife. This is the first one. I mentioned DJI camera, and it's seeing it as an eye. Excellent, there we go. DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro on a little hand grip thing. This is the shortest handle I could find. My mum kindly bought it for me for Christmas, and it's fine, it's perfect. You can angle it a little bit. This is just your standard action camera. It does 4K 25, and that's all I want. I'm not looking for anything particularly cinematic. The battery lasts a perfectly acceptable amount of time, and the picture quality is pretty good. I like it. Stability, or stabilization rather, is pretty good. The audio, the way it links up with this mic is excellent, and yeah, I'm getting on. The footage is easy to work with, getting on with it really quite well. The only reservation I had with it is that the field of view is the field of view, and the Marathon, I'm assuming, is going to be this massive swell of humanity, this wave of sensory overload that a field of view, even though it's a wide field of view on an action cam, isn't going to do justice to. So I wanted something that was a bit of a novelty and that could do something more, take a bit more creative license. So I took some of my bonus money, shh, don't tell my wife, and bought this guy. Come on, hide him. The hand, the power of the hand. Yeah, Insta360 X4. Now, you see, you're not going anywhere now. Insta360 X4. This is a 360-degree camera with 2 camera modules, 2 lenses. It takes twin 180 or slightly more than 180-degree pictures and stitches them together to give you a complete 360 view of what's going on around you. It's pretty cool. The quality is not as high as the Osmo Action, but it allows you to basically shoot any viewpoint you like after the event. You get the 360-degree file. You can then zoom and rotate and turn it into a mini planet. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do, and I think that in the Marathon, in races, is going to be a much more exciting way to capture stuff in short snippets. So those are the 2 cameras that I'm planning on carrying around with me. Figuring out how to hold them is going to be a bit of a challenge. I've tried various solutions. Some are more useful than others, but it's basically a case of having one mounted to the shoulder strap of my hydration vest and the other one on a handle of some sort, and switching. I'm going to be amazingly dexterous after 36 kilometers. I don't know how it's going to go. So yeah, I'll probably drop one and lose it somewhere along the way. Someone will get a free camera. We will see. Anyway, those 2 things, perfect. The thing that is recording me now that doesn't want to focus on anything other than my face, and why would you blame it, is my baby, my Nikon ZF with the 50mm 1.8S lens on it. This is just great. So everything records 4K 25 frames per second. Makes it easy to throw onto a Final Cut Pro timeline. The color grading on each is a bit hit and miss for anyone that's actually paying attention. It's not bad. The Nikon's got a log option. The Action 5 kind of hasn't. It's got a flat option. The Insta360, I can't remember. I haven't used it for a little while. They don't look the same, but you can get all of them looking all right with not too much difficulty. So that's all right. This is going to be a really long video. I do apologise. We move on to Sunday today. 14K. It was a deload week, supposedly. So I decided to spice things up a bit and break the 14K up into blocks and run some of those blocks a bit harder than others, which I'll explain in the video. It's probably not what you should be doing, but I did. Happy Sunday, folks. Got a new mic again. It's the DJI Mic Mini, just here, and it's a lot lighter than the DJI Mic 2. I'll talk about it more when I'm behind my desk. We'll see if it flaps about like the other one did, and we'll see what the audio quality is like. Got a mixed bag today. It's a 14K deload long run, but I'm doing 1k zone 2, 5k zone 3, 1k zone 2, 5k zone 3, 1k zone 2, 500 meters zone 4, and then 500 meters back to zone 2. So overcomplicating what should be just a nice easy run. Anyway, let's crack on with it. First zone 3, 5k done. Felt hard. It's a bit warm. And I just feel a bit drained today. Not been sleeping very well. But stayed in zone 3 all the way, and I think it was fairly close to what I want to be running marathon wise. Just need to run 7 or 8 of them. I'm going to take this opportunity to take my gloves off, roll my sleeves up, cool down a little bit, and have one of my lovely orangey gels. Second 5k done, so 12k in. That one was considerably slower than marathon pace. But actually it didn't feel too bad. I think my gel kicked in halfway through. I should be taking another one of those now, but I'm going to push my body's glycogen stores over the next kilometre and a half. Not really. We'll see how we get on, but I just can't be bothered to faff around with another gel. See you at the end. All right, let's have a half kilometre finish on tired legs. Not quite balls to the wall, but let's see what we've got. And go. That was unpleasant. 500 meters to get my heart rate back down to zone 2. And then a walk. And that's your 14 kilometers done. Not bad. Probably a bit more difficult made by me, rearrange those words into a sentence, than it should have been. This is supposed to be a deload week. I think I should have been taking that very easy, but I made it a bit more interesting, maybe. We'll see tomorrow. Off to watch Chelsea women beat up whoever they're playing today, I can't remember, and have some lunch, which is leftover pizza from last night. Fantastic. Anyway, talk to you later on. Ta-da. How long are we going? 17 minutes already. Jesus wept. And that's it. Week 4 done. It doesn't feel too bad. This is the first, I guess, the first deload week. So this is the first little mini block within the training plan, the overall training plan. Everything at the moment has stayed between 32 and 39 kilometers for the entire week, which is pretty much where my half marathon plan that I finished before Christmas was. So it feels like a continuation of that. Next week, I think I step up to 47 kilometers next week, tomorrow, or at least we start on Tuesday. So everything gets a couple of K, 1 or 2 or 3 kilometers added to it. And from the week after, I think I'm basically running a half marathon or greater for 7 weeks out of the next 12 until we get to the marathon itself. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, it's all good. As always, really appreciate you guys watching these. I'm sure no one's made it all the way through to the end of this nonsense. If you have, comment Nerdy Nerdison down below and I'll give you special kudos. Yeah, have a wonderful week. I will see you all this time next week, or at some time next week.